What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and today I am bringing you another deck profile, this time for Beetrooper. Now, Beetrooper is actually surprisingly competitive, and I was blown away by what it can do, so let me show you guys what I've got for my build. Kicking things off, we are playing 2 copy of Beetrooper Scale Bomber. Now, this is mostly just an extender, but it does also have a Ghost Ogre-like effect, where if your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute another insect that you control and destroy that monster. Now, that doesn't negate it, but depending on what you use it against, it could be equally as devastating. Then we have 3 copies of Scout Buggy. This is kind of like a tour guide for the deck. On normal or special, it summons another copy of specifically itself, so not really quite as good as tour guide, but it does let you start off your combos very strong, giving you 2 materials for free. Then we have 1 copy of Assault Roller. Assault Roller is meh at best, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, but it is a free extender. You summon it out by banishing another insect, so it really is just kind of there. There's nothing really special that it does. The only cool interaction is if that insect you banish happens to be Resonance Insect, then you kind of get the ball rolling and it's really free. We do have 2 copies of Sting Lancer. This is not only a hand trap, but a searcher as well. You can use it to return a card from your opponent's graveyard and your graveyard to the bottom of the deck, so that can hinder your opponent while also recycling resources for you, but on summon it also searches a copy of either the spell or the trap, which I will show you later on. For the last Beetrooper monster, we actually have Heavy Beetrooper Mighty Neptune. This is just another extender as well as a resource recycler. You summon it by returning 3 of your banished insects to the deck, and it just kind of lets you go further. Moving on to the Battle Wasps, we are playing a copy of Arbalest. This is really good because when you summon it, you can just summon a level 3 or lower insect from your graveyard, and that is part of the combo, so I will show you guys that in the combo tutorial coming out in a couple of days. Then we have 2 copies of Pin the Bullseye, just a free extender as well as a win condition in time because it will burn your opponent for 200, that's 200 for every pin that you control, so if time gets called and you're in your main phase, you can still just kind of win for free. Then we have 2 copies of Twin Bow. This is really just a free extender as well. During your main phase, you can just special summon it, but you are locked into insects. Surprise, surprise, that's really not a big issue though. Then we have 3 copies of Sting the Poison. This not only lets you add a card when it is summoned, but you can also use it to tribute another insect and negate the effect of a opponent's monster. Then we have 2 copies of Gokipole. This is just a good way to either add or summon a free monster from your deck. It will get sent off the Resonance Insect, so it really is just free. One of the targets I'm choosing to run for Gokipole is actually Traptrix Myrmelio. You can additionally normal summon it off of the effect of your Armor Horn, so it is kind of free, but it does get you a really cool trap hole that I will show you guys later on. Then we have 3 copies of Resonance Insect. This is the bread and butter of the deck. It is not once per turn, neither of its effects are once per turn, so you can just kind of loop this a ton of times in a turn and just gain infinite resources essentially. I can definitely see this card getting hit. Then we are playing 1 copy of Doomdozer and 1 copy of Godarla. These are really good level 5 or higher targets for the Resonance Insect to add you. Doomdozer is an actual combo piece, while Godarla is a interaction to kind of get rid of something your opponent has. I kind of don't want to play it, but I feel like it's necessary because of the Wind Barrier statue, so it's kind of hit or miss. Then we have a copy of Retaliating Sea, which can be added off of the Gokipole, and a Contact Sea, which can be added off of the Resonance Insect. We are playing a Flying Kamakiri number 2. There is actually a better normal insect to play, but I don't have it, unfortunately. The only reason it's better is because it has 200 more attack, meaning that the effect of Gokipole can destroy more things, so it really doesn't matter. The important part is that it's wind, it's vanilla, it's level 4. And then finishing up the monster count, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Onto the spells, we are playing 1 copy of Beetrooper Formation. You don't need more than 1 of these because the Sting Lancer can search it, so you really only need to play the 1. It's not necessarily a card you want to see in your opening hand anyway, so 1 is fine. Then 2 copies of Droplet. This is just to out problematic monsters that you wouldn't be able to out otherwise. And 2 copies of Tactics Talent. That's it for the spells. Moving on to the traps, we are playing 1 copy of Flying Sting. Flying Sting is only necessary at 1 because Sting Lancer can search it, and once you have it in rotation, it can set itself from the graveyard with its second effect as well, so you only ever need the 1. We are playing an Imperial Order because we don't play many spells, so this card can just be a free win against a lot of decks. And then the trap hole that I'm electing to play to pair with the Myrmelio is the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. It will negate the effect of a special summon monster and destroy it, just adding another cool interruption that you might not necessarily have otherwise. And rounding out the deck, we are playing Infinite Impermanence, just a really good trap to have in this format, and that will be the main deck at 42 cards. For the extra deck, we are playing a copy of Cicada King. This is a monster negate that when you use it and change its own battle position, you will also be able to special summon another extender from your graveyard. We are playing one copy of Shinobi Insect Hagakuramino, probably butchered that name. We do have 2 copies of Seraphim Papillon. This is actually a really good combo piece because you will be able to special summon monsters from the graveyard during your opponent's turn, so you can get additional interruptions using it. 3 copies of Beetrooper Armorhorn, the other bread and butter aside from Resonance Insect, so this will be the bread and butter for the extra deck. It gives you an additional normal summon, and it can summon itself from the graveyard, just giving you additional extension. 3 copies of Pico Felina. This is a very important card as it helps you tutor out the Resonance Insect. You can use its effect to equip the Resonance Insect from your deck, and then once you link it away, the Resonance Insect, I don't know what I just said, ignore that. The Resonance Insect will go to the graveyard, and then you will be able to activate its effect. 3 copies of Invincible Atlas. This is just a pseudo towers. Your opponent has a very hard time outing it, and it lets you extend by tributing other insects. And finally, we just have a little bit of utility with Nightmare Unicorn and Access Code. So there you guys have it. That is my take on the Beetrooper deck. I can't wait to show you guys the combo tutorial, so make sure that you are subscribed to see that. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Maybe consider supporting me on Patreon. For just $1, you can support the channel, and I would never be able to tell you how much I actually appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.